The Killer stars Michael Fassbender as a nameless cold assassin who screws up an operation to kill someone when he accidentally shoots the wrong person. He finds out that his girlfriend has been brutally tortured as a payback for his mistake. He then decides that he must hunt down and seek revenge on everyone responsible. On his vengeful journey, he kills an innocent taxi driver, a middleman, a woman who worked for that middleman, a Hulk looking brute, an expert, and then the client. Or did he? As it turns out, he lets the man go who sits at the top of the food chain. But why? That is the question most people had, but in this video, I'm going to highlight what I took away the most from this movie. And it is not why he did not kill the client, but the idea of one of the few versus one of the many. Before continuing, if you like what you see, please hit that like and subscribe button. I am loving all the views I have been getting recently, and this would boost my motivation to make more videos for you all. Now, let's continue. The killer's final target, the client, is a billionaire hedge fund manager named Claiborne. The killer is able to get to the client using all his experience and lets the client know how easy it was for him to track him down. The killer asks the client if he ordered the hit on him as a personal grievance. The client tells him that he was just scared by the hit being bossed up in Paris. It was Hodges, who was the middleman, who recommended the idea of attacking the killer's base, which injured his girlfriend. The client proceeds by saying that this was the first time he hired a hitman to kill someone, and he did not know how the process worked. He then tells the killer that he has no personal problem with him. I think he told the truth here. It is often the case that powerful people have no idea of the consequences of their actions. Now, I am not saying that the client deserves to live. He hired a hitman to kill someone, he's the worst of the worst and probably deserves to die. But the killer spares him. There are two main reasons for this, the second being the main reason I feel. The first reason is that the killer believes that the client is telling the truth. The client did not have any personal grudges with the killer. He was the only one who did not even recognize the killer. Had this been the only reason, I would have been a little disappointed. But I think there is a much deeper and a more profound reason why the killer spared his life. An idea I hinted at earlier in the video, the idea of one of the many versus one of the few. Earlier in the movie, we hear a monologue stating how the killer is one of the few, how he can be so cold and meticulous and he is able to stand tall and control lives. He explains how insignificant human life is over the grand scheme of things, that thousands of people die and are born every second. There is a certain arrogance about him, a certain ego that he cannot be touched because he is so methodical and precise. But the events of the movie change his views on this. The truth was that he never felt secure or was secure in any way, that he was always one of the many, just someone in the crowd who could lose everything in an instant, which brings me to the ending. The few are so secure and privileged that even when they attempt to kill you or order a hit on you, you still let them live. That is the big billionaire, the client. The client is one of the few, and through the ending of the movie, the killer also realizes that the many are just people in the crowd fighting each other tooth and nail for even a little scrap, sometimes to even death. That's the killer. Why is the client among the few? Because no one cares if a random taxi driver dies, or a middleman who no one knows about, or some big brute, or literally someone you can pick from the street. But if a person like the client dies, to quote the Joker, everyone loses their minds.
If tomorrow I tell the press that, like, a gangbanger will get shot, or a truckload of soldiers will be blowing up, nobody panics. Because it's all part of the plan. But when I say that one little old mare will die, well, then everyone loses their minds.
The killer knows that instead of killing the client, if he just leaves a deadly warning, the client would never dare to go after him, because the killer just snuck into his master bedroom with a gun to his head, and the client would never risk taking a shot against this man, the killer who also spared his life. The killer just made his life a little more secure as he managed to finally return to his home in the Dominican Republic. Here, he finds his recovering girlfriend waiting for him. The killer begins to adapt to a life of retirement. His final monologue is, "The need to feel secure is a slippery slope. Fate is a placebo. The only life path, the one behind you. If in the brief time we're all given, you can't accept this, then maybe you're not one of the few. Maybe you're just like me, one of the many. Those lines represent the killer who knows that no matter what he does, he will never feel secure. His past will eventually catch up, and he's just not privileged to be one of the few. And now he must adapt himself to a life where he is one of the many. And in my opinion, it is not too bad to be one of the many. Sure, life is fragile, but maybe that is why it is important to live every second and find joy in the little things. The Killer is a fantastic, unconventional thriller that on the surface might not seem much, but if you peel back the layers, there is so much to appreciate. From Fassbender's performance to the amazing score, and of course, David Fincher directs the hell out of this movie. He has created a character that can be interpreted in so many different ways, and all of them would make sense. Is it flawless? No, but very few movies are. The Killer will definitely make my top 10 of the year list. Can't wait to see what Fincher will do next. If you like this video, again, please hit that subscribe button, and many thanks for watching.